Most people think they could survive for weeks, alone, in the Amazon rainforest. They imagine building a shelter, starting a fire, catching fish, maybe even becoming some kind of jungle explorer. But most of them are wrong, because the Amazon doesn't usually kill people the way movies do.
Not with jaguars.
Not with anacondas. Not even with piranhas. The Amazon kills people with something much simpler. It makes them disappear. The Amazon rainforest covers more than 2 million square miles. That's larger than most countries on Earth. From above, it looks like a giant green ocean. And once you're underneath it, everything starts looking exactly the same. Trees, then more trees. No roads, no signs, no mountains, no horizon. Just an endless wall of green. Within a few hours, you would begin losing something you normally never think about: direction. Humans are surprisingly bad at moving in a straight line. Scientists have tested this. When people lose landmarks, they slowly begin drifting without realizing it. Some walk in circles. Others end up returning almost to the exact place where they started. And the Amazon removes landmarks better than almost anywhere else on Earth. The canopy blocks the sky. The trees hide the horizon. You might think you're heading north. You probably aren't. And once you're lost, every other problem gets worse. And then a problem with water arises. At first, this sounds ridiculous. How could water be a problem in a rainforest? The Amazon contains roughly 20% of the world's flowing fresh water. Rivers stretch across the continent. Streams cut through the jungle in every direction. Water seems to be everywhere. But water and safe water are not the same thing. The same river that keeps you alive can also make you dangerously sick. Parasites, bacteria, microscopic organisms, invisible to the human eye. People who have lived in the Amazon for generations know which water sources are safest. You don't. And the jungle doesn't care how educated you are. A doctor, an engineer, a scientist. In the Amazon, all of them face the same problem. Knowledge is not the same thing as survival. Then the jungle introduces you to something unexpected: the noise. Most people imagine silence. The Amazon is never silent, ever. Birds scream through the canopy. Insects buzz endlessly. Monkeys call from distant trees. Branches crack somewhere beyond your sight. Day and night, hour after hour, your brain starts trying to identify every sound. Most remain a mystery. And humans hate mysteries. When survival is involved, you begin paying attention to every movement, every shadow, every rustle in the leaves, as if something is watching, because sometimes it is. But despite what movies show, the creatures most likely to hurt you aren't jaguars. They're much smaller. Mosquitoes, ticks, ants, parasites. Some of the deadliest animals in the rainforest weigh less than a paperclip. A jaguar is easy to notice. A mosquito isn't. Yet throughout human history, tiny organisms have killed far more people than large predators ever did. Then comes the rain. Most people hear the word rainforest and imagine refreshing showers. The reality is very different. Some parts of the Amazon receive more than 10 feet of rain every year. When it rains, everything gets wet. Your clothes, your gear, your shelter, the wood you need for a fire. Imagine trying to stay warm while every surface around you feels soaked. Now imagine doing that for days. The jungle doesn't need freezing temperatures to make you miserable. Constant moisture does the job perfectly. Then the sun disappears. Not because it's night. Not because it's night. The Amazon canopy is so dense that only a small fraction of sunlight reaches the forest floor. Even during the day, parts of the jungle can feel strangely dim. Your body begins losing track of time. Morning, afternoon, evening. Everything starts blending together. And then night arrives. This is when the rainforest becomes a completely different world. The sounds change. The shadows deepen. Visibility collapses. You can hear movement all around you, but you can't see what's making it. Humans are visual creatures. We trust our eyes. At night in the Amazon, your eyes become almost useless. Your imagination takes over. Every sound suddenly feels important. Every branch snap feels closer. Every rustle feels larger. For thousands of years, humans survived by assuming the worst. And the Amazon gives your brain endless opportunities to imagine danger. Then comes hunger. Most people assume food would be easy to find. After all, the rainforest is full of life. But most of that life isn't food. At least, not for you. You don't know which berries are poisonous, which fruits are safe, which plants cause sickness. Indigenous tribes learn this knowledge over an entire lifetime. You would be trying to learn it in a few desperate days. A single mistake could make an already difficult situation much worse. And then comes the challenge: loneliness. Humans are social animals. For hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors survived in groups. They hunted together, slept together, shared information, shared protection. Being completely alone was rarely a good sign. Fear becomes easier to trigger. Confidence becomes harder to maintain. The jungle hasn't changed. You have. And this is what makes the Amazon so dangerous. Not the jaguars, not the snakes, not the piranhas. The rainforest is one of the most alive places on Earth. Millions of species, millions of sounds, millions of things moving around you. And that's exactly what makes it so dangerous. Because survival isn't about fighting the jungle. It's about understanding it. And if you were dropped, found yourself completely alone in the Amazon, the rainforest wouldn't need to hunt you. It would simply wait.